Here's the problem I got with the parent who say my child gonna go to college to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. I got 3 questions for you. You gonna send that boy right there who smoked weed all day with his pants sagging with 50 tattoos on his body to Morehouse and Spelman, $40,000, $50,000 a year? Let me ask you 3 questions before you pay that tuition. Number one, did you raise him with the discipline he needs to be successful? Because I'm sick and tired of black parents cursing their kids out when they get kicked out of college for academic failure when you know you raised a lazy ass black child. Number one, if your child ain't got the discipline to go to college and succeed, why are you sending them? Number two, is your child about to major in something relevant? It's not just going to college. Are you majoring in a career that actually makes sense? If you go and get you a PhD in grasshopper reproduction, what career are you going to have being an expert in grasshopper reproduction? Nothing. You got to make sure your children major in something that is relevant. But if they ain't got the discipline to finish the degree, why did you send them? Most black children don't finish college, not because they don't know the work, Yachty. They were not raised in a house where they were taught discipline. And let me give you Dr. Umar's definition of discipline. It's the ability to do what you don't want to do, but it has to be done.
Taking off your belt.
Whether you like it or not. How many of our kids have that?
What, a whooping?
No, discipline.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. I got it. Dr. Umar right on this, man. He right. Like, sometimes you want your kids to experience life, experience, go to college, go to the military, go to a trade school. But this same thing happens with people in the military. They go and they lazy and they get booted out. They get booted out. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And it's like, oh, okay. All right. Same thing with people go to a trade school. They go, oh, it's kind of hard. I don't feel like doing it. They leave. And this goes back to, the parenting part, because what winds up happening is these kids are in a situation where I don't know why they want to be important and they want to be lazy at the same time. I don't know how that works. Doesn't make sense. Now, I can't say I didn't see this when I was younger, because I did. People would go to college and some people would stall, I'm gonna just be here forever and a day. I could get I could get 6-7 years out of this, and they're not really doing nothing with their life. They just BSing. And then they get hit with those student loans and it's not funny no more. You got people who, they want to go to college, but I want to be free. I'm grown. And then, you got to wake up for class. You got to make it to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You got, it's on you. You got to keep your room clean. You get what I'm saying? You got to keep your clothes clean. It's on you. You got to budget. It's on you. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I'd rather be home with everybody doing stuff for me. And it's like, you're lazy. Sometimes, you got to blame them, but then you also got to blame the parents, because there's a lot of people who get out into society and they want the easiest way out they could find, because in all honesty, they just quitters. I saw a thing today or last night. They was talking about just mentality and in the brain. And it was like, for people who finish things, the neurons fire, there's new synapses of the brain that lets them go here and there because they finish the task. For people who quit, there's always this gap. And the more you finish, the more you get accustomed to finishing. The more you quit, the more you get accustomed to quitting. And a lot of times parents allow kids to quit, so them kids become quitters. But then you just think one day, your baby gonna wake up one morning and just have it all together. And it's like, no, No, if they was lazy at 15, they're gonna be lazy at 16, lazy at 17, lazy at 18, unless they do something about it, unless you do something about it. And this is where people have a difficult time dealing with the reality. And then on top of that, you know, sometimes, and I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth, some of y'all kids are really not ready to be out on your own, but your parents ready for you to go. So they just, hey man, you should go this, you should do this, you should do that. And they know you're not gonna make it. They know you lazy, they know you're irresponsible, and they know it's gonna be a matter of time before you F up. And what they're doing is, look, once you leave, you can't come back. Now you believe that you could come back, but they like, no, you can't. So then you go screw up and then no, I'm coming home. No, you actually this ain't home. This is not home. You got to find your own home. And people freak out because of that. Now, you see it in the adult world. You got a job, you got coworkers, some are hardworking, some are lazy. And the lazy ones always want favors, always expect favors, always need something. They always want something. They always got to ask something. But they always don't do anything for anybody else. It's just always, could you do this? Could you do that? I need you to do this. You know what I'm saying? I do this. Do me a favor. And it's like, oh, here we go. So when he's saying stop wasting your money, it's true. And then you get some people that just want to go to college. I'm gonna figure it out, and it's like figure it out on whose dime though. You gonna figure it out on somebody else's money? Oh, that's not a good way to figure it out. Um, the interesting thing about the weed habit, if you're a teenager and you smoking weed in your parents' house, honestly, they need to kick you out. You mean you got time to get high, but you ain't got time to do your schoolwork? You got to go. No, you got to go. I don't even want to hear that because you know, we, hate to do this, but you got people who go to college and just you know become drug addicts. It's like, oh, if I wouldn't have been in college, I wouldn't have got all that stuff. No, because you get on a college campus, there's a plethora of young people who are young adults now, and all of a sudden they feel like they can be full blown alcoholics and drug users because I finally want to do what I want to do, and it's like, okay, they find themselves in messed up situations and want to blame everybody else in the world, but it's not everybody else in the world. But your parents got to see that in you, like, yeah, you're not college material. You're not military material. You're not trade school material. And if you're not any of those, you got a real problem. You know. And on top of that, just about work ethic, you need to start rewarding bad behavior by helping them. So if somebody's lazy, okay, they're gonna be lazy. Cool. Guess what? You're gonna get nothing from being lazy. And they're not gonna give you anything from being lazy. Why don't I get stuff for Christmas? That's for people who do stuff all year. You don't. You're lazy. You know. You start having to let people know that at the end of the day, if a kid is lazy in your house, you're responsible for their laziness. And sometimes you mothers that becomes an issue because y'all do coddle y'all kids to the point that they don't have a work ethic. And then when somebody tries to instill a work ethic, you fighting that, and now the kid's just a lazy bum. I hate to say bum, but that's what I came up with on the spot. But I'm gonna leave it at that now. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.